Hello, everybody. I'm sitting here and I'm a few minutes late because I was absolutely talking, not realizing that I hadn't pushed the go live button. I thought I had done that. So here we are. I am sitting in the beautiful island of Aruba. And we just came back from Colombia, and we were just thrilled. What a beautiful country, and the people there were so incredible. There was an event there this weekend that I spoke at with David Corbin and a few other wonderful people, but it reminded me of Les Brown's phrase, you got to be hungry, right? And that's exactly, the people there were so excited and so anxious to learn and wanted to find out the ways to take their businesses to the next level. And I just, it was such a wonderful event, and lots of eager people wanting to just soak up the knowledge. But one of the things that came up often was when I spoke to them, I shared, and I've said this with you before, is when one door closes, other doors will open. Well, sometimes those doors get closed on you. You don't necessarily choose to close it, but you have something that stops you in your track in your life or your business. So a lot of people were asking questions about how do you get over it? How do you take that first step? How do you rebound? And it became kind of a certain, gosh, it was a central question. I was asked 7 or 8 times over the weekend. So I thought today that's what I would talk about, rather than having other questions that we would address. I want to just kind of go through what we did this weekend. Mike and I are here in Aruba. We stopped here for a few days before we come home to Phoenix. And today happens to be a rainy day, so we're having a wonderful, just quiet day together. Tomorrow, just as a heads up, in the private Facebook group, in my Science and Secrets of Playing Big, I'm actually going to draft Michael. He's going to sit next to me, and we're going to be talking about competitive advantage. So please mark your calendars for tomorrow. It's at 9 o'clock Pacific, noon Eastern. So we're going to have a little bit of fun poking each other tomorrow. So, but today, I want to talk, I've actually been preparing a book proposal about the Play Big movement, and part of that was about picking up the pieces and how you recover from that life-altering event. That's something that stops you in your track. And so we talk about picking up the pieces. Well, I kind of came up with a 5-step process that I've gone through, and I think that can help you focus on getting over those kinds of things. And it's actually the acronym FACTS, the facts of life, right? So the first one is really finding faith in yourself again. I know it took me a long time, because what happened, I was so traumatized and flatlined and put my life in neutral that I didn't feel the highs. There was no joy in life. And I didn't have much faith, but I was busy. I kept myself busy. It was like being busy helped me not deal with what was going on in my heart. And part of it is finding faith in yourself, finding focus for your life, and then asking yourself, realizing there's more for you to do. There's more for you to do. And that's so important, because life goes on, right? And we have things that stop us in our tracks, but we have to get past that and realize that we are still here for a reason. And finding that faith in yourself is the first step. We hear the airlines talk about when the gas masks drop, or the oxygen masks drop down, take the first one for yourself. Put it on yourself first. And that's really, it's also one of the exercises I do with people, is understanding we all define ourselves by the roles we play. Mother, wife, grandmother, entrepreneur, writer. But I know that, as I continue learning as I go through life, and I realize that if I'm focused on being a better Sharon, I can be a better mother, grandmother, author, entrepreneur, better wife. And that's because I'm taking focus on making sure that I am as healthy as I can be and as strong as I can be. And the second step, the A, is really accept support. We talk about being willing to ask for help. So many times that's difficult, particularly for us type A personalities. You think you need to be able to do everything on your own. And so we say you just learn to ask for that support. But what I found is, and certainly in my life and a lot of people that I know, you know, we can ask it, but we still don't really receive it and accept it. And you know, it's somebody's offering you support, and is out of love or kindness or just generosity to support you, to help you get to the next level. And sometimes we take it, but we may not accept it. So learning to accept that graciousness and accept that support for other people, realizing you're not alone, that a lot of people are walking this journey with us. And so faith in yourself, learning to accept the help, and then, and I see Karen and Suzanne are here. Thank you both for being with us. The third one is the C, control. Controlling, and may not be the control you think. Controlling your environment and how you spend your time. You know, when something bad happens to you, we tend to like hide away, get depressed, don't want to be around other people. And it's normal. That's what happens. But I think we need to focus on how we spend our time and where we're spending it, so that we know what we're going into our brain. So you talk about being healthy, what you put in your mouth, right, impacts your physical health. Well, it's the same thing with what you put in your mind and where you're allowing yourself to be influenced. That control over the environment around you can help you feel better, allowing people to surround you with love and support and energize you instead of staying alone and feeling sad and depressed. And it's also understanding that every day, you know, the only precious resource we have in life is our time. So the time, how are we spending our time? Are we choosing to let time go by? Or are we choosing to use our time to improve our lives and to really know that we are definitely, there is more for us to do. You know, I used to be, Mike and I would go on business trips. We'd never allow for fun time. We were just always serious, moving forward. And so now, you know, in the last few years, we've really committed to, when we're going somewhere together, we're going to at least carve out a little bit of time to just enjoy where we are and to invest that time to soak up that new environment. We love to go places where we spend the time eating where the locals eat and talking to them, and it's just been great. We did that. We spent all day yesterday walking around Aruba and talking to people that have lived here all their lives. Some of the greatest conversations we've had have been with our cab drivers. So it's the first night we got here, Michael joined the karaoke within an hour of our arrival, and we've now been invited to somewhere else on the island Thursday night. So, you know, we invest our time to really enjoy life as well as continue building our businesses. And I think that's so important. And then, you know, the fourth one, that T, is transform your mindset to playing big again. Understanding that, you know, there is more for you to do, and that power of association is so important. And that's something that, you know, sometimes we allow our minds to wander or to get unfocused. Transforming your mindset means to open to the possibilities and bringing in that environment and time, learning what you need to apply to your business so that you can reach more people. You know, your mindset to play big, to allow yourself to understand that you're worth it. You are worth it. You have every right to play big. You have every right to have a bigger impact. More people need to hear from you. And that's something that is so hard for us when we're so used to one way that we're not willing to open our mind to the fact that we can play big, and we deserve it. You deserve to play big. Hi, Renee. Happy that you're here with us. So ask yourself, do you have the mindset? Have you opened your mindset to the fact that you deserve to be successful? You deserve to have the greatest success. You know, it's waiting for you. You just need to be able to pick up the phone and start making those calls, and that power of association to help you move forward and do it again. Now, tomorrow we're going to be talking about in the private Facebook. I'm inviting Michael. Michael's going to be sitting next to me, and he's going to be talking about competitive advantage, and in the Science and Secrets of Playing Big, which will be at 9 o'clock Pacific, noon Eastern. So we'll be doing that from here from the room as well. And the reason why I want to do that is that's part of realizing your uniqueness, and that's part of really understanding how to change that mindset. Because your mindset for playing big is to understand what the additional services that you're giving to your customer. What is that problem you're solving or that need that you're serving? And how can you take that on a bigger platform? So we're going to be talking about the foundation. And then the fifth one, S, is really service to others. And that part of healing, when you start giving to other people and you start serving other people as your customers or just reaching out to others, it helps start healing your heart. It goes back to that first one, finding faith in yourself. It helps you answer, yeah, there is more for you to do. The world needs you. There's more, people need your support and your help, and they need your heart. And when we can get out of ourselves a little bit, then we can start healing better. That was part of when I started feeling pushback when I first started talking about retiring about 1.5 years ago. It made me realize that, yeah, there is more for me to do, and that I do really enjoy being out there and supporting others on their journey. That's one of the greatest gifts that I have, is seeing other people succeed. It's the greatest joy. We love that. Mike and I were, when we can do it together, it's even wonderful. And for me, going to an event and speaking is really a huge gift to me, because I can see the eagerness and the excitement from entrepreneurs wanting to grow their business. And if there's just one little thing I can help them change their mindset to make sure they can go bigger, then that's the greatest gift that I can receive. And so this is kind of what I've been doing this weekend, and a lot of different questions about, how do I get out of the space of being so depressed, and really picking up the pieces. And that's finding faith in yourself, not just asking for help, but accepting that help and support. Controlling your time and your environment, because when we're depressed, we just want to kind of shut down and close down. And that's time to start reaching out. When you accept that help, make sure you're also accepting invitations to get yourself into environments that support you. And pay attention to how you're spending your time. Because sometimes when you're numb or you're in neutral, you just kind of plant yourself and watch TV. And that isn't going to help heal you and help you focus on moving forward. And then transforming your mindset, and that includes so many things, but understanding that part of transforming your mindset is getting out of yourself, right? Finding faith in yourself, and then sharing yourself, and understanding that there's so much more that you can do and people that you can impact. And then, of course, the last one, again, is serving others. These are my facts of picking up the pieces and being able to move forward in your life again. And, as I continue talking about my story, I'm so touched by the number of people that have had similar issues. We're not alone. And if we can support each other and serve each other in our times of need, then we can celebrate together in our times of success. And that's what we talk about, little wins. Every little thing you do that makes you feel stronger about yourself is a win. And you continue, it'll get easier and easier as you move forward, because it's something that each of us has exciting opportunities. And Sandra, thank you so much. Yeah, it is hard to ask for help. And even though it's hard to ask for, sometimes it's harder to accept it. And but when you ask for it, once you actually start feeling better about asking for help, it's amazing the people that show up to be there for you. And particularly, you saying you're such a vibrant, wonderful young woman. Most of us get scared about asking for help. And that goes along with being that type A personality I talked about. And it's something that if we can all set ourselves aside and say, if I was somebody else and I saw that person in need, would you be willing to help? Yeah, a lot of people are there to support you. So don't be afraid to ask, but again, get past that and be willing to accept it. Because a lot of times people give us help and we don't really accept it. It's kind of like, you know, that happened to me. So people, oh, well, you don't need to do that. But instead of that, be gracious and receive it. Receive that help, accept it. Because, you know, we are all here on this planet together, moving in one direction. So, but that was the common theme this weekend. And it was really interesting to me because there was a lot of fear going into the event, but then it really was excitement, energy. It was wonderful. What a transformation in the room. So I'm excited to be here visiting a few days in Aruba with Michael, relaxing and doing a little bit of work. But I want to invite you all to come back tomorrow in the private Facebook group, because we're going to pull Mike into this and we're going to talk about competitive advantage, because part of that is also where you can find your niche, but you can also start finding faith in yourself, because when you realize you are unique and you are offering something special, it makes you feel better about yourself. So tune back in tomorrow, and I'm going to sign off now because I have even though it's a little rainy outside, I have a wonderful day. We're going to have massages later today. So this is our 38th anniversary celebration. So I will be headed home on Friday, but thank you so much for tuning in with us today. And remember, play big and have a fantastic rest of the day. Love you all.